Yes, Ellen, in the previous video we have studied about plane mirrors. Now in this video we are going to study about the curved mirrors. Curved mirrors are those mirrors which are a part of a sphere. I got a spoon over here. This spoon, as you can see, is a part of a sphere, exactly half of the sphere. And the inside of it is polished surface and behind it is opaque. So this type of mirror which is inside, in which the ditch is there, such type of mirror is known as concave mirror. Whereas if I just turn it in other way, now we got a bulged structure outside and it is polished surface, behind it is the opaque side. So this type of mirror, now it is known as convex mirror. So this is a convex mirror and this side, if we say, this is a concave mirror. So the curved mirrors are the part of a sphere. Okay, now we'll see some of the basic definitions of curved mirror. So suppose this was a sphere. Now since I don't have any other compass or other tool, so I have taken a plate over here and I am drawing a sphere. So this is a sphere. This sphere will have a center. So this is called center of curvature. Now, if you are taking inside, that is polished surface and outside it is painted, then it will be known as concave mirror. So a mirror which is a part of a sphere whose center of curvature is here, that is called center of curvature. The maximum distance which you can get in the mirror from this end to that end is called its aperture. C stands for center of curvature. The exact center of the mirror, this is called its pole, denoted by P, pole, the center of the mirror. Now, if we draw a straight line joining the pole and the center of curvature, this will be known as a principal axis. Joining P and C, this is called principal axis, that is P. Laws of reflection. First law, it says that is a line which is running parallel to the principal axis. After reflection, this was C here, after reflection passes from F. And numerically F is half of the C. Numerically F is half of the C, or we can say C is equal to 2F, that is twice the focus. The second law says a ray of light passing from F after reflection runs parallel to the principal axis. So both these are complementary to one another. A ray running parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes from F, or a ray enters or passes from F after reflection runs parallel to the principal axis. These two things are just complementary to one another, just opposite of one another. Third law, when a ray passes from C, center of curvature, after reflection it returns back in the same path. A ray entering and falling onto a curved mirror from C will reflect back onto the same path. And the fourth law says a ray which is falling on P after reflection goes on the other side of the normal or principal axis with forming the same angle. So this angle between principal axis and incident ray is called incident angle, and the angle between principal axis and reflected ray is called the reflected angle. So angle I will be equal to angle R. So these are four laws are there. A ray running parallel to the principal axis will always pass from F after reflection. A ray which is passing from F after reflection will also always come parallel to the principal axis. And the third one is saying that is a ray which is passing from C after reflection come back to C. And the fourth one is that is whenever a ray fall on P, it will reflect back in the other direction of the principal axis forming equal angle. So these are the four laws of the reflection through concave mirror. Now any two rays after reflection, wherever they are meeting, there they will form the image. So now we shall go ahead with the image formation through concave mirror. Okay, we have to study five different conditions when the object is kept at infinity, when the object is kept beyond C, when object is kept at C, when object is kept between F and C or C and F, when the object is kept at F, and the sixth one is when it is kept between F and P. First we are going to study when the object is at infinity. When object is at infinity, all the rays run parallel to the principal axis. When the infinite object is very far, that is it beyond 2c, double of the center of curvature. So double of center curvature is only here. So all the object which is placed beyond that are considered to be infinity. And when the object is kept at infinity, all the rays are thought to be run parallel to the principal axis. So we have studied what the laws say. Law 1 says that a ray which runs parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes from F here. This ray also after running parallel to the principal axis and passes from here F. So the two rays, wherever they intersect, there the image is formed. Even we can consider this a ray running through C will reflect back to the C. So all these three rays are intersecting at one point. So here the image is formed. And what do the image property says? The position of the image is at F. We can see the nature of the image. If we keep a screen over here, we can get the image on the screen. So any image which is in front of the mirror, for the mirror, any image which is formed in front of the mirror which you can get on a screen is called a real image. Orientation, any image which is formed for the concave mirror in front of the mirror is always inverted, that we'll see in the next example. And the size is always point size for the object when it is kept at infinity. So these are the four important properties. Next we will study when the object is kept at beyond C. So when an object is kept beyond C, this is our C and this is beyond C. Object is pointing upward. A ray which is moving from the tip of the object is running parallel to the principal axis. After reflection passes from F, here it is coming, and a ray which is passing from C will reflect back on the C, and these two rays are intersecting at this point. So the image is formed at this point between C and F. The image is formed between C and F. Since it can also be drawn on the screen because it is in front of the mirror, so this is real image. Then its orientation, now you can see this was pointing upward and this one is pointing downward. So it is inverted and it is small size. Now it is not a point size but it is of small size. So the image is small size. Okay. Next is when object is kept at C. C is center of curvature. The object is kept straight. A ray running parallel to the principal axis. After reflection passes from F. Here it is going. Let it go beyond. a ray which is passing from F, the law says it will go parallel to the principal axis here, and where the two rays are intersecting, the image will be formed. So the image is also formed at C itself. So where the image is formed? Image is formed at C. It is real. It is real. It is inverted. And size, same size of object. So here the size is h is equal to h dash. Everything is like the ray is running parallel to the principal axis. After F it is passing, and the ray running from F running parallel to the principal axis. Both are intersecting here. The image is formed exactly this place. Height of the both the thing, that is the object and image, is same. So this is what the condition 3 when the object is kept at C. Now we shall study when the object is kept between C and F. Next is when the object is kept between C and F. C and F. The object is between C and F. So a ray which is running to the parallel of principal axis, from its tip, after reflection it will pass from F. Here it is passing from F. The second property says a ray which is passing from F after reflection runs parallel to the principal axis, and wherever these two intersects, the image is formed. So the image is formed beyond C. Beyond C. Nature, real, you can get it also on the screen. Orientation, inverted, it is upside down, and the size is magnified. Okay, so this is the case when the object is kept between C and F. Next we shall study when the object is kept at F. When the object is kept at F, a ray running parallel to the principal axis from the tip of the object after reflection, passing from the F, going on and on. A ray which is passing from the C after reflection comes back in the same direction and will go on. It will extend it. Somewhere it will go and meet at infinity. So the position of the image is at infinity. Definitely it will meet, but it will meet at infinity. Nature, real, you will be able to take it on screen. Orientation, inverted. Orientation, inverted. And size, highly magnified. Highly magnified. Okay, so when the object is kept at F, the image is formed at infinity. The real it is inverted, and it is very highly magnified. Okay, next we shall study when the object is kept between F and P. In the last case, when the object is kept between F and P. F and P. Object is between F and P. A ray running from its tip parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes from F, this is F, and the ray from its tip joining the C passes in such a way that it will reflect back. here you see the distance is going on increasing. So in no way it is going to meet behind. But if you extend it behind the mirror, you will find at some point they are going to meet. Some point they are going to meet behind the mirror. So any image which is formed behind the mirror, you cannot get on the screen. If you keep a screen there, definitely light cannot pass through the mirror, opaque mirror, and you will never get that the image is formed behind the mirror. So such a image is called virtual image. Image is formed behind the mirror, and it is now it is not inverted, now it is direct, and it is also highly magnified. So this is extremely different form of image formation. In rest all the image formation we have studied, the image was forming in front of the mirror and it was inverted and it was somewhere this side. But if this is the only case where we are saying that the image is formed behind the mirror, it is virtual, it is direct, and it is magnified. So it is very important and very often asked question.